one day they announced Kommando Weiss und Freitag will line up to be fed. Weiss und Freitag, we were leased out to companies, you know, and Weiss und Freitag was the company that leased the group that I was in at that particular time. And there was about 90 of us. So as they said, line up, and there was the kitchen, and they opened the big doors, and out they brought these 3 big kettles, you know, with soup. It's called Gurgemise, and it was some potato peels, some grain occasionally, and some stuff that looked like not noodles, but dumplings, like, you know. What it was made of, I don't know. But nevertheless, if you were first in line when they put that ladle in, you know, you at least had some substance, you know, and all that. But if you were last, then you got watery. The good stuff was already picked out, you know. And so this one time, because I was a very unaggressive kid, you know, I figured maybe this time I'll be lucky and I'll try to get in front of the line. Okay? You know, yeah, maybe this time I'll try to mimic some of these other guys because they were always pushing themselves to the front, you know. And sure enough, I was trying. It was almost at the front when we were lining up, and this big guy in front there who was dishing out the capo gave me a big whack. He says, "To the rear, you pig, you dog," and you so forth and so on. So I kind of waddled my way to the back, feeling sorry for myself. I can't even get a decent bowl of soup. You know, I was having a pretty nice little pity party. And as I got to the back, I was the last in line, but it was also the end of the building. You know, so we were right next to the building. Out of nowhere, bombers came flying over. And within seconds, they dropped the bombs. And from the pressure of the bomb coming down, I was sort of thrown behind the building. And it lasted seconds, really. Then I finally got up, and my hearing was sort of damaged momentarily, and I came out, and I looked around. The whole place was wiped out. Minutes ago, I just thought how lucky they are. They're going to have their soup heavy, and I will be left with nothing. So here I am, walking through, coming out, but this is what really got me. There was this guy lying face up. He was dead, but he had 2 pieces of bread on him. Oh, did I go for that bread. And in a way, you know, I was almost as if I was glad that he was dead because I could have his bread. Can you imagine that? And I ate the bread, and then I was thirsty, but there was no water to be had. The water mains were all destroyed. And there were these people, they were crying. They still had their guts hanging out, and they were screaming for help. But, you know, what could I do? I was so busy eating. You know, I was there. So the guilt of that alone has destroyed my life. I have worked with this two psychiatrists, psychoanalysts for years. That it haunted me in my nightmares and dreams forever.